don't know where it's 108.
Under the cosh, under the cosh, it's under the cosh and friends. Oh, under the cosh, it's under the cosh, it's under the cosh and friends. Oh, week by week, we take a peek at another guest, but it's a mystery. Oh, Kylie Minogue, no, Russell Crowe, oh, more likely a footballer that you don't know. So grab a beer and bring that cheer, 'cause it's time for Under the Cosh and Friends. We good, chaps? Gentlemen? What do you think?
Good evening.
How are we doing?
I'm all
Hey,
right.
what I thought we were an Olympic fancy dress.
Well, if we were Olympic fancy dress, I'm still not quite sure what you've come as.
I'm a shuttlecock. What do you think?
You didn't need that hat.
Oh. Shuttlecock.
I'm a shuttlecock.
Is that a genuine fancy dress costume, that?
No, I've concocted it this afternoon.
Your mind is unbelievable.
I'm quite impressed, actually.
Yeah. What is it, a wedding dress or something?
I think so. It's some form of underskirt.
Yeah?
Not going to be happy, I know that much.
There's no... There's no...
Why have we not
Oh.
got... Have you come out as a boxer at half time?
Yeah, I've come as a boxer, mate. Yeah, I've just got my dressing gown on now. I'm going to take me dressing gown off in a bit, and I'm going to have the American Rocky Balboa shorts on.
How's everybody doing? Welcome back Under the Cosh
do
and
well.
Friends. Hope everybody's
I
good.
Akabusi knocked her on the head, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I saw that you weren't doing the fancy dress, but after the effort that I put in, I thought I'd get it out anyway.
Yeah, apparently Akabusi's tired at the end of a long day.
Well, the man with that kind of energy, you can understand it.
Yeah, he's going to wear that sunroll later, isn't he? Bless him.
Talking of energy, did any of you see John Fashionew's work the other night?
Oh, mate, I honestly, I had to pause it to laugh.
You know what? It's one of the best pieces of television I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was the fact that nothing got said about it, weren't it? Like, he just went, all right, and then left it, and then just went into his bag for his actual number.
When he was tapping his pockets for a pen. Did you see it, Chris?
I did this afternoon after watching through 2 episodes. I was just told you've got to see it. You've got to see it. So I clicked on the first one that popped up, which obviously weren't the right one.
Do you think he could make it through the training?
Yeah.
I'd love to have a go at it.
A piece of piss.
Joking apart.
Would you?
Yeah.
You think you'd be all right?
The mental ones, I think I'd be all right. I mean, the challenges in that when they've got all wires and all that. That I think I'd be fine with that.
Are you all right with that?
Yeah, fine.
I'll tell you who's the boy, Essex.
Yeah, he's having
Shorty Essex. He surprised us, man.
He's having a bit of a do with the Olympian, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
You think that's her fault or his?
Hers.
Yeah.
He's just doing his thing, isn't he?
Sure. You think it's?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Pretty harmless to me.
The funniest thing how he sort of he glorifies his successes. It's on Twitter followers and Instagram followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he got deep, didn't he? When he got the thing over his head and got sat down, he went deep and.
I didn't know that about his mum, like.
Yeah, I know. But he spoke about it.
I didn't go that far. I watched the John Fashanu bit and that were it.
People who don't watch it are going to be wondering what we're on about. So just Google it or get it on YouTube.
So no Les Dennis and no Chris Akabusi.
No.
Who we put out last week. So I'm blaming everybody who's watching, to be honest with you. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's the book.
Not enough effort.
I
think
I think you got a bit aggressive with Les, though.
Me?
Yeah. I saw your tweet. Not your tweet, your Instagram message. Have you tried reading your DMs, Les?
I just said, will you check your DMs, please, Les? There was definitely
that's not the way I read it. That's not the way I read it.
Les, by the way, seeing as though we're on about SAS, Who Dares Wins, why don't we get the big dog on next week?
Oh, I'm Middleton.
Is he the main one?
Favourite show on telly.
Oh, bloody hell, you are a fan.
Yeah, I've not read it yet. I've not had time. Not had time to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think he'd be brilliant.
Yeah. He got in a bit of bother, though, didn't he? Because he went for the COVID.
Yeah. I think he thought to himself, like, that if I'm in SAS, nothing can get us, can it? But this is one where it can get you, really, can't it?
I think you have to respect this one, Anthony.
Yeah. But we'd love to have him on, wouldn't we? And who else then?
I think he's good on it. Bellew. And he's active.
2 from one show?
Yeah.
Right. I don't want no more names because I think that's where we went wrong last week. We were reeling them off. So we're going Bellew and what's your mate with the beard called?
Middleton.
Ant Middleton.
So if people could start tweeting them, that would be very much appreciated.
I think Tony Bellew will come on. Is he a Liverpool fan? Everton fan?
Everton. He's Everton. Did you see it the week before though when he was in the boxing? I think it was the week before. When they were boxing.
Yeah.
It was like it just took so much, didn't it? And he just flipped, didn't he?
Him and Fashion who were being unbelievable viewing. By the way, Chrissy.
Yes.
I'm going to do can we do your minutes quiz?
The Bolton quiz?
Bolton quiz.
Oh dear. Yeah, we can try.
Because you've done yours, haven't you, Johnny?
Did I do it last week? I can't remember.
Have you got the leaderboard?
I'm not looking forward to this. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll pull it in. The famous Ply. There she is. There you are, John. I've put you on officially.
Yeah.
6 between Trundle and Bennett. Go on then. This is be embarrassing.
So this is a Bolton quiz, and it revolves around your favourite players. Okay.
Oh, I'll put the timer up. Are you ready? I'll tell you when the timer's up. There's no hooter this week. No bell ringer. We've taken the criticism on board. We're off. Go.
Where did Arne Gudlaugsson sign after Bolton?
Leicester.
How many goals did Gudlaugsson score for Bolton?
12.
How much did Bolton pay for Arne Gudlaugsson?
1.2.
No. Where was Arne Gudlaugsson born?
Iceland.
Reykjavik. How many appearances did Arne Gudlaugsson have for Bolton?
22.
42. How many international caps did Arne Gudlaugsson get?
Come on, man. 43.
32. How old is Arne Gudlaugsson now?
No. But we're not pen pals. 41.
47. True or false? Arne Gudlaugsson is currently managing in Iceland.
True.
True. What team is he managing?
I thought we were a Bolton Wanderers quiz. I don't know what team he manages.
How tall is Arne Gudlaugsson?
Oh, he is. I'm 5'8". He's 5'7".
6'1".
Fuck off. No, he isn't. I've got a picture of me at 14 with Arne Gudlaugsson. I'm taller than him. I'm getting emotional now.
What is Arne Gudlaugsson's middle name?
Buzzer's gone.
I don't.
That was ridiculous.
That were a tough one, that, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, though, Brown, on a few of them, you never said if they were right or wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm bad for that.
I think he got 3.
3.
3, right. So you work
Thing is,
out.
Chris, you mention him every week, and I didn't write them questions. There's somebody in the camp that enters them.
It wasn't me.
And I'll tell you now, he's not that tall. I'm going to dig that picture out because I'm taller than him.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, you're just above bottom. You're not in the relegation zone.
I know. If I go on what's it called? If I go on
Who was bottom, Boney?
Blakey.
So 3. I'll chuck it on next time. There's two twos at bottom, so I'm doing better than them.
Blakey and Killer, rock bottom.
If it had been Fabian De Freitas, I'd have got 12.
What, did I even pronounce it right, Chris?
And now Gunnar Larsson.
Gunnar.
Yeah, you didn't do too bad. You didn't do too bad. We've got,
Have you seen the latest pictures of Adele, by the way?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
She'll have a fitness video out at Christmas.
I'm taking inspiration from her, to be honest. Once we're out of this lockdown, I'm taking inspiration from her.
I'd love to see you in that fitted dress. That black fitted number.
I've never seen a transformation like it.
No, it's probably Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
that was quite a big one.
sharp that, John.
Just so you know, it's that SAS Undr wins that we have Middleton's on. If anybody's not watched it or didn't know what we were on about,
We've just get the bollocking from Matty.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
what did
talking
we
about
say?
a show. And nobody's telling them what it is.
I did mention it after, but not at the time.
Is that what we're going to go with then? Adele, the biggest transformation since Jacko.
Yeah.
A bit of surgery gone on, do you think, or fitness? No.
Yeah. Just lockdown.
Blackcurrant cordial tonight, lads.
I'm on my beer 52. I've got a full sale IPA, 5.8. We've got the beer 52 still going across the bottom of the screen from the quiz. So, but if you fancy it, get yourself some beers. You might as well get on over.
After the debacle on Saturday night, I've decided to take a notch off.
Thing is, you actually said were we drunk on Saturday? You tried to bring us down, were you?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I've never heard a man do pub singer and there was no division whether you were singing regular or trying to be pub singer. It was exactly the same thing.
You think it was just a karaoke night or what?
Yeah.
Right. What about playing thingy, aren't they?
Regular fixture.
Oh, the ice bucket.
Ice bucket.
Really bought.
What about they're playing matches behind closed doors in Germany quite soon, aren't they?
15.
We're on about it over here. You see, I keep seeing loads of stuff on Twitter saying football without fans. You know, football's nothing without fans, which is, true. But for these games, does it matter? Football don't.
It's only 9 games, isn't it?
Football's not going to stop after these games. Get them done. I mean, who wouldn't mind a bit of footy on TV now, even if there's no fans there? Let them play them.
Yeah.
Something watch.
I think they're putting the German games on, aren't they? Even though they're behind closed doors. I think they're putting them on telly for everybody.
Oh, they want to, don't they?
It'd be like a thingy, wouldn't it? Like a World Cup again, isn't it? One at 4, and 1 at 8.
Yeah.
Be something to do.
I still think I'd watch them, to be honest.
I still think it's too soon to be even talking about it, man.
Yeah.
Have to give it. But then all players will have to have tests as well, won't they? Regular tests as well.
I said that earlier. It's all right saying there's going to be no fans, but what about the players? The players are just expected to go out and.
Oh, that's what they did. That's what the Gladiators did. You're going to die for the entertainment. Are you entertained? Are you entertained?
20 years today, by the way, I think that came out, that film.
Really?
There's a little trivia quiz. I think I've seen that today or yesterday.
There you go. I did Big Shop earlier and I was surprised. Everybody's rocking the PPE at the minute. In shop, a lot of face masks going on and gloves.
I think we'll have to wear them.
Yeah.
I think we'll all have to wear them when we get when we do finally get out.
Bring it on. I just raiding fancy dress box for gloves and.
You're sorted.
I know. I went to Tesco like Rita Hepburn before with elbow high gloves.
I tell you what you're thinking. You're thinking, happy days. I don't have to clean my teeth to go to Tesco.
I went co-op as Buzz Lightyear last week.
No, as a shuttlecock.
Who we got on tonight then, lads?
Firm favourite, Nicky
Kicking
Weaver.
off with Under the Cosh royalty, in my opinion.
Yes.
A lot of fans' favourites.
Yeah.
He's tip X'd in the top 3 for me.
He's not allowed to go off until we hear that trademark laugh.
Yeah. So we'll have to try and get him. You go with the shuttlecock again. Just put the shuttlecock on quick.
For entrance.
No, definitely Under the Cosh royalty for me. I mean, I think it may be definitely in my top 5.
And a Premier League captain, lads.
Was he skipper?
Current Premier League captain.
Oh, I thought it was still on Weaves.
Billy Sharp.
Billy Sharp in the house.
It'd be interesting to see what they've been told at the minute. Yeah.
And the lad that won the me impromptu quiz on Saturday, he's a Donny fan. So I had the pleasure of doing Donny questions for him today.
So have we
Do you
ever,
feature?
Nah.
when do we have an impromptu quiz Saturday night?
Yeah.
All right. Did you just have some quiz questions hanging around, like?
Nah, I just made it up.
Oh. What, on the spot?
Yeah.
I'm just getting word through that Weebs is in the green room. So we can get him in if you want, lads. I mean, he's ready. Ready and roaring.
Yes. I'm good to go. Good to go.
Should we get him in?
Why not, eh? What, do you think he'll have a pint of Guinness with him?
I hope so.
I hope so.
There he is. He's sideways already. He might just be leaning back after all them Guinness. First up, yes, an Under the Cosh favourite. Once described as the drunkest man in Dublin. A man who broke the land speed record while sprinting across the Wembley pitch after staving a playoff final penalty. He's spinning around. A man with an infectious laugh that he was once presiding for Janice and Friends. Yes, it is. Nicky Weaver.
Here
How
he
are
is.
you doing?
How are we doing, lads?
Hello, mate.
We've got some, mate. I'm fucking dizzy here, pal. Jesus, guys, I feel sick watching you flap about with that.
I'm not great with technology. I didn't recognise with your clothes on, Brownie, to be fair.
I know.
Last time I seen you were dressed as the Ultimate Warrior.
A year ago, this next weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking of Guinness, Weaves, did you see that the video of the fella down in 4 pints of Guinness straight off the bat?
Yeah.
Did you do
back
it?
some nasty memories to me, does that?
See, I think I might have even tweeted. He's got fuck all on Weaver.
But loads of people.
I'll be honest, I've never had a pint of Guinness since.
you spoke to your load in one weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, it sort of scared me a bit that it went down a bit too easy.
Weaves, I asked the lads on Saturday if the airport's open tomorrow and you're on a 20 to 7 flight in the morning, where you going?
Oh, Magaluf. There's no way.
he said that was the first word to leave your lips.
Magaluf to me is like Barnsley to Parky.
Thing is, if anybody questions your staying power and what you like now, did you go for a week in Magaluf last year?
No, just the 5 days.
That's still
Every
a lot.
year.
Yeah, we started on 3 days, and then you keep nicking another day, and then got to 5. But I think that's about the limit.
I don't think you can go any more than. Actually, I'm done after 3. Me, 3's ample for me.
5's a lot. You were still.
Yeah,
I think I saw you on day 4, and you were still at it.
I can hang in there a little bit. Take it a little bit steadier than I used to, but come sort of day 4, day 5, I'm not a well man.
How are you getting on, mate, with all this that's going on?
Yeah, it's sort of, I've grown myself a beard. Pubes are coming out at the top of my boxer shorts. To be fair, you've done me a favour coming on here. I haven't had a shower for 3 days. But yeah, just sort of, obviously it's tough times for a lot of people, but sort of making the most of it, spending lots of time with the kids and all that sort of stuff.
Any news from Wednesday when you might expect anything to happen?
We're just waiting to see what the government say on Sunday night, and then the gaffer's going to get in touch with us and let us know the plan from there. So we'll be sort of guided by the government, really, and see what the guidelines are. I'm sure the Premier League and the EFL will come out with their own guidelines, and we'll just follow that, I suppose.
Yeah. You think it'll get to the point where lads are like, look, I'm not coming in. I don't feel safe to come in?
I think that's an individual thing. I think there needs to be a proper plan put in place from the league, so it's a standard across the whole league. I think the Premier League will probably do it first, and then the EFL might follow. But yeah, I mean, everyone's situation is different. People might live with elderly relatives. They might have someone working on the front line. So you just, you don't know. Everyone's circumstances are different, and people view things differently. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to need a good month, aren't you, to get fit?
That's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's been fit, and then there's match fit, isn't there? Obviously, the lads will be doing the running, they're doing the cycling. I think they've got the bikes at home and all that sort of stuff. But there's no substitute for training competitively and obviously playing games. I mean, will we need friendly games? That's a question. Could that be up? But all I would say is when everybody gets back, no one's going to have got a real advantage over the other because everyone's going to have been in the sort of
everyone's a
same boat.
Stone overweight.
Yeah.
Just make it more interesting.
I'd take a stone, mate.
You might get another contract.
Get me back out there. I think it's just totally. You just have to wait and see in it, and what will be. It'll finish when it finishes.
Yeah, and listen. We all want football back, but there's a lot more important things than football, and everyone's else more important. It'd be great. I think it'd give the whole nation a lift if football comes back. But there's more important things than football, so we'll just have to be guided by what the government say.
Yeah, that's true, mate.
Yeah,
we had Dick on last week.
Oh, Dicky, great lad, Dicky. We roomed together a few times over the years.
Yeah, he was.
He said he's still living off the back of that game.
Yeah, to be fair. So I know Dicky always says, you feel sorry for the other lads who played because Dicky seems to get all the, credit for it and what have you. But yeah, I had some great times with Dicky. I had some good years at Man City with him, obviously. And, I see him from time to time now, and it's always great to see him. But yeah, great lad and good character.
Yeah. Was it Joe Royal manager then?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Joe Royal was manager, yeah. Big Joe was brilliant for us then. I owe a lot to Joe. My favourite manager ever played for. He gave him a debut at City, and we got back-to-back promotions, which was unbelievable when you think about it. And he didn't have loads of money to spend, and I don't really think Big Joe gets the sort of credit he deserves. And then we went up, and then we got relegated, and he got sacked. So I sort of felt for Joe a little bit then.
Was it not Joe Royal who Marcia were on about? Ian Marsh on about in his office.
What did he do?
When he went in and he just had like 6 bottles of wine and he just was asleep in his office.
That was Jim. Was it Joe Royal?
I think it were.
Was it?
No, it was Jim. What's the name at Everton?
Jim
Kendall.
Howard Kendall. Howard Kendall it was.
Right.
Yeah.
It was Joe Royal.
Same body.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, listen, Joe liked a good time and what have you, but it was nothing like that. In fact, we see Joe every year in Magaluf. He goes out with Asa Hartford and some of the old boys.
He still goes back to Magaluf now, does he?
Oh yeah, they take it a little bit steady. They go on a little bit of a different route to us, but it's always nice to bump into them. And
Joe
tells a few
about
stories.
The lads, weren't you?
I think we peaked at about 26, 27 last year. So a good squad.
You took over that bar on a Saturday afternoon. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, Saturday always seems to get busy in that particular bar Saturday afternoon. But yeah, it's a great place.
Is that your big day? The Saturday in Maggers?
Yeah, try and sort of hold myself for the Saturday because everyone's there. All the boats come into the harbour. It's dead busy. And yeah, just good times.
It is.
Was he?
Have you in the bar, have you had much with people saying, I've heard you Under the Cosh and whatever, and you...
Oh, yeah, no,
Loads of
I saw
people.
you save that penalty at Wembley. I heard you on Undr The Cosh.
I mean, I did it, I think it was probably about 18 months ago now, something like that. And so many people, obviously I'm goalkeeping coach at Sheffield Wednesday now. I've got linesmen coming up to me on a Saturday saying, I heard your podcast. I've got opposition players coming up to me after the game saying, I listened to your podcast last week. And all that thing. And I remember I was in Sheffield and walking down the street and this guy just walked past me and all he said to me just went, drunkest man in Dublin. and just carried on walking.
Right.
Hello. All right, Paul, how's it going? Just
walked past me. I don't even think he had eye contact. Just went, drunkest man in Dublin. I'm assuming we're talking to me, you know.
If he'd have seen you. What do you think will happen with lads that out of contract and that then, Weaves?
I really don't know. I mean, obviously, if the season goes over, the contract's the 30th of June, they run out. So, again, it might be something the league have to step in and put it across the whole board that everyone who's out of contract gets an extra month or an extra 2 weeks till the season finishes. I don't think it can be sort of done on an individual basis. I think it'll have to be a sort of something across the whole board. It's just a very strange situation that, you know, we've never found ourselves in it before. But it'd be, if you're a player now and you're out of contract, it'd be a worrying time.
See, I don't think if I weren't getting kept on by a club and they asked me to play sort of 3 games, knowing that I was going to get fucked off, I don't think I'd play.
I know what you're saying, but if you scored suddenly 3 goals in them 3 games, then you might get a few more quid next year, might you?
Speculate to accumulate, John.
Very doubtful, Nicky.
There's the laugh.
You're not
there it was.
talking, didn't you?
After 7 weeks in isolation, mate, I'd be looking to score 3 goals in a fucking season.
In fact, you both scored past me, didn't you?
Yeah, can we talk about that or not?
Yeah, it's funny actually, Brownie, because when I did the podcast, I think you just had your young one, hadn't you? So you weren't on it. And I never forget that it was at the Valley. I was playing for Charlton. Alan Pardew was manager. And you run through the opposition before the game, the opposition analysis. And it came to you. And he went, Chris Brown, he said, he's steady, he's average sort of player, good team player. He's not really a goal threat. Anyway, you beat us 2-1 and he scored 2 crackers.
I think the second one went through your legs as well. I don't know if you can remember.
Yeah, you pulled one down from behind you, didn't you?
Out my arse.
That game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would he like, Pardew? Because he just got potted again, and he over in somewhere.
Yeah, I really liked him. He signed me at Charlton. I really, really liked him. I had about 18 months with him. Unfortunately, he got sacked, but he's a good guy. He's sort of just, I don't know, he had a big aura about him. He could handle the big players. For whatever reason, just didn't quite work out there. But and he unfortunately got sacked again, or he's left his position at the club in Holland. So, but a good guy, good manager. He was always, up for a bit of a laugh, and he could have a laugh at himself and what have you. But he was sort of having himself, but could have a bit of a laugh at himself as well.
You always thought he was chocolate, wasn't he? You know, if he were chocolate, he'd eat himself. You
don't mind that though. I don't mind that. I didn't mind Phil Brown. He was like that.
Yeah, I mean, thing is with Pars, before I signed, I'm thinking, I don't really fancy going to London. Don't really fancy going to Charlton. Not sure what. Anyway, I went down to Ben Thatcher was there, my mate, and he said, "Oh, you'll love him. It's great." And once I'd met him, half an hour later, I loved it. I loved him, and I thought, when I went to Charlton, I thought it was going to turn out to be a great move. They'd just been relegated from the Premier League. We were favourites to win the championship, to go back up at the first attempt, but within 2 years we've been relegated, so it didn't work out as anyone planned. But there you go.
I haven't heard anybody that's played under him say a bad word about him.
Yeah, it's a good. I could imagine. I mean, I played under him, and we weren't particularly successful. But if you played under him in a successful team, it'd be brilliant to play for. Because it was great. He was a players' manager. We went to Marbella 3 times in the first year. So,
Why you like him?
Yeah, I'd already been there.
If it had been Magaluf, it'd have been best manager ever played under.
Nah, Pars is not a Magaluf.
Jesus Christ.
No, we went one time. We went to just outside Marbella. We played Watford on the Saturday, and we had Blackpool away the following Saturday, and we flew out to Marbella on the Sunday after Watford game. Flew back on the Wednesday, and then flew up to Blackpool on the Saturday and got beat 5-2. So that didn't go down too well.
Was it a good trip?
It was a good trip.
You still see Thatch?
Training trips.
Sorry?
You still see Ben Thatcher?
I speak to him every now and then. I mean, what a guy. He is the all-time best lad to have in your dressing room. Sort of. I mean, you don't see him. He's an agent now, but you don't never see him on TV or anything. But he was a decent player as well. But what a boy! Just a great lad. All the lads loved him. Not sure all the managers did, like, but it was just a lad's lad, and it was always messing about and up to stuff. And yeah, one of my best pals, like, brilliant guy.
Were he the one who smashed somebody with his elbow for Tottenham?
Yeah, no, it was. He did. I played in the game. He did Pedro Mendes at the Etihad against Portsmouth, and he forearm smashed him and sort of wiped him clean out. And
Got slaughtered for it, didn't he?
Oh well, it was. We didn't really realise that during the game when you sort of wrapped up in the game, and he didn't. I think he got a yellow card for it, and that was it. And he said it was only when he went home that night and his missus was sat on the bed crying because he was on news at 10.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
So, and I don't think he played again for City. I think he got something like an 8 or 9 or 10 match ban, and then I don't think he played again for City. I think he went to Charlton after that.
Jeez, if it had been a fucking wrestling ring, it'd have been definitely a specialist move, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Oh,
Are you going to get into management, Weaves?
Sorry?
Would you like to get into management?
No. I do my goalkeeping coaching. I really enjoy that. Obviously I played in goal for sort of 20 years, so I know a little bit about goalkeeping, I suppose. But yeah, management it'd be way above me, I think. And I admire, to be fair, it's such a difficult job. I admire all the managers. It's so difficult. You're making decisions all day, every day. You've got people knocking on your door all the time. Listen, they get well paid for it, so hats off to them. But I don't think it'd be for me.
Not for me either.
What about you, lads, Parky?
No, I have thought about it, and then I woke up the next morning. I thought, nah, it's not for me. Well, like now, I mean, I don't think. To be honest, I don't think I'd be able to do it because I think I'd be too old school to do it.
I think I wouldn't be able to be serious for long enough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
you'd have to completely change your character.
Yeah, if somebody
you'd have to be a different person day to day.
If somebody got beat 4 and you had a shit, I'd probably make a joke about it in the dressing room after instead of giving him a bollocking.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing though. I think that's.
I know, but if you're getting dicked every week, mate, you can't be laughing and joking.
Oh, if you're getting beat consistently, aye.
But I think as well. I think in this world we live in now, social media and all that, you can't fart with anyone knowing about it, can you? And it's just difficult because every result gets scrutinised. Everyone's suddenly an expert, and it's the managers who obviously, like I said, they get well rewarded, but they're the ones that get all the flack for it. So, fair play to them.
Yeah, we've got a quick fire 60-second quiz for you, mate, on Chef Wed.
You do a lot in 60 seconds, Brownie.
Why something?
I was going to say 2 kids have popped out in 60 seconds.
Chrissy's going to do the honours, I think.
I've got you.
At
least 12. We've got a leaderboard, as you can see. No expense spared. We've got. Hey, I'll tell you what, Paul Dickoff, with Man City on 11.
Right. Who else do I know on that leaderboard then?
Sledging.
Well, I see him the other week, by the way, and that is defying medical science.
What is there?
Yeah, he should have been bowled at least 5 years ago.
He must have had it done. He must have had it done.
Must have.
I'm thinking he's gone for the old weave me. He's got to have. That regain can't work that well. It can't.
It's them tablets. Them tablets are meant to be good.
What's he taking? Air tablets?
Nah, yeah, you can get them. The lads are on them.
What are they called?
The Blackburn. I don't know what they're called, but the doc used to get them in.
Fucking hell, fire.
Sedge, you got the same question.
I'll tell you what, Sedge got he had the exact same questions as you, so, this will be proof in the pudding here. 60 seconds on the clock.
I'll count.
Are we ready to go?
They have the right or wrong, Chrissy.
Here we go. Who is the club mascot at Sheffield
Aussie Owl.
Wednesday? Correct. To the nearest 1,000, what is the capacity of Hillsborough?
40.
Correct. Who was the manager before Gary Monk?
Steve Bruce.
Correct. What animal is on the crest, on the club crest?
Owl.
Correct. Who is the club's leading goal scorer this season?
Stephen Fletcher.
Club record signing?
Rhodesy. Jordan Rhodes.
Correct. How many times have you won the FA Cup?
2, 3.
Correct. What is the current league position?
15th.
Correct. What colour is this season's away kit?
Green.
What brand is on the front of the shirt?
It's Elevate and Chanzeri.
Correct. True or false? Sheffield Wednesday played the first ever Premier League.
True.
Correct. How many we got?
11.
Oh, tied with Dickoff.
Oh, tie with Dick off at the top of the board.
You couldn't write it.
I think you got everyone right then, Weaves, didn't you?
Everyone right.
Yeah.
We've run out of time.
If you could get
Yeah,
your
I
words
mean,
up,
there was-
you might have getting 12.
The FA Cup one was a bit of a guess. I thought it was either 2 or 3. But, you know, like Aussie Owl and what's the club crest and all that. It was the leading scorer. It's pretty...
I think it's been easier for you. It'd be easier for you, wouldn't it? Because obviously that's where you work, isn't it?
I'm in there every day, yeah. So, if you ask me, I don't know, 10 Man City questions like that, I probably won't get them all or whatever.
We've got Man City quit now, I'm only kidding.
Here we go. 11.
Are you keeping fit, Weaves?
I've been getting out on my bike, to be fair. So I've got myself a road bike and I've been clocking up the miles on that. So that's probably kept me sane over these... I try and lay off the ale towards the weekend. So I get on my bike early on in the week and then sort of lapse towards the weekend, especially if the weather's nice.
Yeah, it's hard though, isn't it? It's hard keeping off it, isn't it?
John, you keep going black and white. You look like you're in a 70s porn film.
You get my nipples out for
Right.
you.
Stop it.
I don't know why I'm keeping black and white. No idea.
But mate, hey, by the way, Brownie was looking in top shape last year when he was dressed as the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicky.
Yeah, and so he dressed as Ultimate Warrior, so he had like tassels around his arms, tassels around his legs, these like long socks on, his tight, luminous green shorts, and he had a rubber bell end hanging out of his.
Weaves, I wore it last week on this show.
What that bell end?
The exact outfit.
I did. To be fair, Brownie, I did well to spot you.
You did.
We were walking down the front, and I seen these wrestlers. They were all sort of Big Boss Man and all. They were Jake the Snake, and and I'm thinking, who's that Ultimate Warrior? And then I just must have, I don't know. I've sort of like tentatively gone, Brownie, and then he sort of looked over, you know.
And that was us, wasn't it, for the day? That was us.
So, yeah, absolutely.
You were meant to be going next week, weren't you?
We would have been going on Wednesday, yeah. About 15 of us. Tommy Miller, he was meant to be going. You've had Tommy on, haven't you?
Tommy the pointer.
Oh, middle finger pointer.
Pointer Miller.
I think it was this time last year, actually, because he was excited about going, weren't he? Or he'd just come back.
Oh, Tommy gets excited. And let me tell you, he leaves nothing there. He chucks everything at it.
Did he go? He went for 20 years in a row, didn't he, or something ridiculous like that?
Something like that, yeah. He's been going for years and years, and he can drink that boy. Gee, he's only a skinny kid, isn't he? But wow,
He's a steer.
I've sort of veered off onto Benidorm now, me.
I've never been.
Oh, it's similar, but it's
Rough.
But you can go and watch Ted Stewart on a night and Pete Loaf. You know what I mean? You can go and watch a little cabaret show.
Pete Loaf.
Call me. I think he's called Pete Loaf.
Rob Stewart.
Mate, honestly, it's I'm into my live music. You know what I mean? So I'll go and watch fucking Pete Loaf.
Yeah. Waves, thanks for coming on, mate. Great to see you.
Yeah, top man, mate.
Cheers, lads. Take it easy.
Cheers,
Okay,
Wade.
mate.
mate.
See you later,
Speak to you
pal.
soon.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
I'm into my live music. I love watching a bit of Pete Loaf.
it is good, mate.
Outstanding.
It is good.
Magaluf's come back. Magaluf's got better.
Yeah?
It went a bit rough, didn't it, for about 30 years, but
You're always rough, aren't you? I can't remember it being anything but rough.
It's come back.
I've never done any of the Magalufs or Benidorms.
No? You'd rather go to Kendal Festival, wouldn't you? And splash about in your own shite.
Yeah. Sounds similar, to be honest.
Yeah, it is similar, but it's better. The weather's better. Well, as we're just waiting on Billy
Sharp. Next up.
He's not in there yet. 2 seconds.
He's not in the green room.
Oh no.
That'd be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it?
No, we've just got to let him know.
Yeah. Bit of a disaster.
Neither you ever play with Weaver?
Nah.
Came to Preston.
Excuse me. Did he come on trial?
He came on. I think he signed as a number 2. You not remember?
Coming in, aye.
Yeah.
Under Alvinio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good role, the number 2 role. Or number 3 or number 4. I think we've mentioned it before, haven't we?
Depends how old you are. Imagine being 40 and number 3 like Lonners.
Yeah.
Andrew Lonergan at Liverpool.
There was a lot at Benfica who I'm sure he did something like 15 years as number 3, and he earned something like 3-4 million.
Yeah.
And you get the medals as well in Portugal. Even if you don't play, you get the medals if you don't play. So he got about 25 medals. Didn't lace up his boots.
How do you know that?
Fact.
You've made that last bit up.
Maybe. Fact-ish.
Sharpie should be in, mate.
Oh.
Is he here?
Billy Sharp.
Chris,
Premier League
wait
captain.
Wait until he's joined to do your little intro, Chris.
All right, okay. Give it a bit of time.
He's on mute. You're on mute, Bill.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
We've got you. The next man up is living the dream of many young man captaining his boyhood team in the Premier League, scoring over 90 league goals in 182 games. A man who Parky once said, if you saw him in training, you'd think he's shite. Sheffield United captain, Billy Sharp.
Hello, you all right? I'm good, mate. You?
I'm sure you'd say the same about me as well, wouldn't you?
Well, I didn't think I'd see you in that. Is that a dressing gown you've got on?
Yeah, well, we're at home, aren't we? We're at home, of course.
More stuff.
I've not been dressed for 3 weeks. Just sitting this all day.
You're looking well, mate. Best I've seen you.
How are you getting on, Bill?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I'm ready to go now, though. It's been a bit frustrating, but kids are getting restless. But everyone's had to do it, haven't they? So been trying to keep busy, and the weather's helped a lot, I think, especially for the kids out in the garden, and just trying to keep them happy has kept me happy, and keeping fit, making sure I'm ready to go whenever that is.
I was going to say, you've got a lovely tan. You're looking magnificent.
No, I think this is the lighting in the dining room, I think. Not sure about my bonnet at the minute, but yours is looking well, actually. What?
Because I know for a fact, right, I'd have torn my bag out. You know, if they'd give me a programme to do, I'd have been like, nah, I'm going to have today off. I'll probably have tomorrow off. I mean, I'd have really struggled with that, mate.
Yeah, do you know what? I think when I was 23, 24, I think I probably would have done. I think you thought you could skip a few days or whatever, but now I'm getting older, and with the demands, obviously, of the Premier League and stuff, I just don't want to leave anything behind. I want to make sure I'm ready, because I had to wait quite a long time to get my chance, so I need to make sure I hit the ground running again when I'm back. So, but I know all the lads have been doing the same, and we've got this group where we're all messaging in, and I think they're all been keeping fit, and I think they're raring to go as well. So as a captain, and I know as a manager, that's something that you're obviously wanting the lads to be keeping fit, because we don't want to be left behind when we start back.
I was going to say, Bill,
I'd have thought to myself, I tell you what, we've done well enough now. We can just start dropping like a stone. We'll finish 15th, we'll be fine. We'll be happy with that. We'd have took that last May.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We would have. Not with a gaffer though. He's one who I'm sure sat at home thinking, I hope the lads aren't having 10 pints tonight or skipping days or what have you. But you be the gaffer's worst nightmare, Pocky, to be fair.
I don't think we'd have got on.
How good is he, Bill? Because we've had a few lads on that have played under him, talked about his intensity. And
yeah, he's
how is it at this time? You know, obviously game programs and whatnot. Is he keeping on top of everybody and making sure you're keeping on top of everybody as well?
Yeah, he's got the trust obviously in his backroom staff, his fitness coaches and stuff. Which, like I say, we're in little groups of 6 or 7, I think it is, where everyone's got a staff member, and you have to check in every day. And it's quite hard work, but it's double sessions. But today was the day off, even though I went out on my road bike today. So I had to get out and about.
Have you had your 10 pints?
I'm on my 7th pint, so.
Hey, Bill, did you think that when I kept you out the team at Donny, that 3 years later you'd be playing in the Premier League?
You know what?
Answer honestly.
Yeah.
First thing on that question.
When me and you played, I thought it was great. I thought as a partnership, I thought we had like everything that a partnership could have had. And that day that we didn't play together, the one at Leicester, I couldn't just get my head around it. Maybe I wasn't really in form, but it was a one-off game where we needed, goals basically. And
he went for guaranteed goals, didn't he? That's why he went up with me. one up top.
Well, yeah. As soon as he went 1-0 down, he chucked me on, but I had a chance as well. Actually, I should have scored. I remember. But yeah, that's one day what hurts me. I know that you said on Twitter a few weeks ago or days ago about that hurt, and it does me as well, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What did you play much under Warnock, Bill?
I was there as a young kid when Jags and Monty and Tongi, they were coming through, and yeah, he was a crackpot, I'll be honest.
You ever see him with the shoulder cream?
Yeah, I always got a good view of him with his arse crack and soda creme, to be honest. I'd not quite making the squads back then when I was as a young kid, but I was in and around the dressing room, and yeah, he always used to bend over like this with his towel, and then he'd slap his fingers up his bum and put his soda cream in. There was match rituals, I think, and after he'd probably tell Morgs to, I don't know, fuck off a few times, he was that was in shower and then soda cream on his backside.
I wonder if it was a superstition for him. I wonder if he thinks I need to do this or else I won't sleep for the rest of the week.
Like the disco ball.
He had quite a red backside every time, so I think he needed
Red raw.
I just got this vision of one of them baboons with really red arsehole.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so I didn't. He gave me my debut, but then sold me for 100 grand. I'm not sure what he did with that, but I went to Scunthorpe, yeah. So.
Well, it must have been hard leaving though, Bill. Like as a young lad, your boyhood team.
Yeah, I'd just been on loan at Rushden and Diamonds, where I had a good spell there and got a taste for first team football, and I was raring to go and wanting to maybe not play every week at Sheffield United, but get a little chance. And he used to say to me all the time, look, you're the best finisher at the club, just need to work on your strength in the gym, blah, 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 you'll get your chance. And then it came out of the blue, Scunthorpe, 100 grand. My dad advised me, look, this is the time you need to go and make a name for yourself. And it was the best career move I could have possibly made at the time. I did really well and ended up getting lots of money when I returned in 2 years later.
Yeah. But I won't ask you, apart from Wild, who's the best manager you played under?
Sheffield United fans will think this is a funny one. Nigel Adkins was good with me because he's had me at 4 clubs. Just didn't work at Sheffield United. Why
do you think that was? Why do you think it didn't work?
His mannerisms around the pitch, I don't think could have helped. But that's the way he is, and that's the way he wanted to coach and wanted to be as a person. So just your face doesn't fit sometimes, which, you know, I've been there as a player, and he's been good to me for a player. We had a good laugh with Dean Saunders, didn't we? Sean O'Driscoll was really good. His training was really technical and football based, which I enjoyed, and it suited the way I played. He was good to have as well.
Yeah, because I follow Nigel Atkins on Twitter, and he is very philosophical, isn't he?
Yeah,
in his videos and
his routines and his breakfast.
Routines, attitudes, behaviours.
I've watched the first 3. I've stopped watching now.
Have you blocked him?
Not quite.
Unfollow.
Routines and breakfast, so I'll stick to them.
Did you win out on Saunders' his little prize?
Oh, see, manager's pet that won everything.
It was embarrassing.
Left-handed golf clubs. He's right-handed.
I was only there for a month. Oh, Jesus.
TVs. I thought it was Ronaldo who had come into Candy Park. He was getting everything.
If you remember, I signed on the Wednesday, and O'Driscoll got sacked on the Thursday. I only trained once. I must have thought, fucking hell, what? One of the board members must have been watching at the training ground and thought, fucking hell, he needs to go in.
You sent him over the edge, yeah, I think. No, I remember that. And Dean Saunders came in the navy blue suit, and he was a good laugh. He was good for me as well. Obviously, I was going through a bad time, but you know. So remember the free kick he showed us with he said to the lads, one of the lads put your foot underneath the ball, and he'd run up to it, and he'd strike the ball, and it'd loop up and over the wall because the kid had his foot underneath it. It was brilliant. And obviously the throwing he used to try and do every day to one of the young lads. Come here, young lad. Throw it off his back and try and lob the keeper like he did for Sheffield United. Yeah, he was crackers, to be fair.
Well, he's a definite character, like, isn't he?
Funniest man I've ever met, I think.
So what's nearly like in a dressing room, because I had him at Scunny, and I think as a manager, I think he was too, like, not emotionless, but he just not got that much about him. Do you know when fans see him, you want a bit of emotion, because he's very straight-laced, nearly, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's what I mean about with Nigel Atkins as well. But you know, the gaffer's really enthusiastic. He's celebrating all the goals like he scored them himself. But I know what you mean about Nilly. He's brilliant on the training pitch, though. He's the way he puts things across, and the sessions we do, they're not the same. You know, he's always wanting to learn and always telling us how he's been watching Atletico Madrid and whoever else, and he's quite dry, but he's very funny as well. And they're a good partnership, him and the gaffer. Obviously, the last 4 years they couldn't have asked for a better 4 years between them.
Did you ever tell the story about
when
off his bike?
Yeah, the squirrel. He doesn't like talking about it. The lads are battling for it, and when they first found out, they used to shout "squirrel" all the time.
He's into like Drake and all that, you know. I think
is he a hip hop man?
He loves his music. Yeah, he can rap, and he loves like all the hip hop music and stuff like that. And he loves a festival as well.
He can rap. Are you saying that he gets it out every now and again? Spit some licks.
The Drake's lyrics, which I can't do. When we're on the bus and that, you'll see him. He'll be singing away, and I'm like, he likes this one. But, yeah.
Bill, I know when teams get promoted, the celebrations they always go full pelt. But yours last season was probably the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, to be fair, Parky, you'd have loved it.
You'd been asleep.
Stearman, yeah, let's all get Stearman. To be honest, it came out of nowhere, that one. He's a great lad, and didn't think he was a big drinker or whatever. And I don't know, I think the emotions got to the better of most of us, but he was having a whirl, having a ball, and yeah, he made himself a fan's favourite as well, which I think that's important at Sheffield United. Which, as a player, I think it's important to connect with the fans, because you know they're the important people what drive you on to play. So he did well at the club as well.
Talk about surprise packages. Paul Coots.
Yeah, he's
unbelievable.
He's a great friend, great player, but he's caused me a few nightmares. As a captain, yeah. I remember, I can't go too much into it, but in Vegas, he he was just going hell for leather. Shots. I'm like, he's not lasted an hour. He lasted about an hour and 10 minutes. Run out. He was face down. I had to go out. I got a phone call off his wife. He was face down in the food court, swearing at his wife on FaceTime. But his FaceTime, he wasn't even looking into it. It was on the floor and he was face down. So that wasted a good hour at about, I think it was about 1:30 in the morning, which ain't late in Vegas. So that's just one of the stories. Yeah, tried offering the Chief Scout at one time. That was funny. But it was all good in the end, and part of the story.
Johnny, remember the PFA Awards? Were you there?
It's not long since broke his leg, had he? So he were on crutches. So you know how there's the top. I can't remember if it's the same place, but he's
Grosvenor, yeah.
And it's like there's the stairs down to like where all the tables are, and he just stood with his crutch as if he were Rambo, mate.
But it was PFA hierarchy. Huh? Gordon Taylor and that were walking through when he's there with his machine guns.
Yeah, he's got some haircut at the minute as well. He's big tit right down to the bum. So spoke to him the other day.
He'll suit that, mate.
He's like as though he was shooting Gordon Taylor, and Gordon Taylor's just like.
Thing is, he was doing the noises as well. The noises of a machine going like. So, I've done you a quiz, mate, on your beloved.
All right, okay.
I've tried to go easy on you. You should do well. 60 seconds.
All right.
On the clock.
On Sheffield United.
Okay.
Tell us when you're ready, Chrissy.
We're good to go now.
To nearest 1,000, what is the capacity of Bramall Lane?
32,500.
Yeah. The brand logo on the front of this season's shirt.
The what logo? The brand logo?
Brand logo.
Oh, no. What is it?
Sponsor.
You only put it on every week, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Pass.
Wow, that's...
From which club did United sign Jack O'Connell?
Brentford.
Yeah. Who wears the number 7 shirt this season?
John Lundstrom.
Sheffield United win the first ever Premier League season. True or false?
False.
True. 2 players scored a hat-trick in a...
Oh, say that again. Sheffield United are in the first ever Premier League season?
Yeah. 2 players scored a hat-trick.
They were there in 2006.
2 players scored a hat-trick in a 6-1 win versus Chester City in '98. Tony Agana and who else?
Brian Dean.
Yeah. Who was the club's manager before Chris Wilder?
Adkins.
Yeah. Who was the club's mascot?
Captain Blade.
Yeah. What nationality is Mo Besic?
Oh, no, he's going to kill me. Serbian. No. Yeah.
Bosnian.
Oh, that's it.
He'll kill me.
Well, if I were a Sheffield United fan watching this, right, and you call yourself Mr. Sheffield United, and you got fucking 6, eh?
You're wrong, by
7. No, we're giving 7.
Premier League.
Brian Dean scored the first goal of the Premier League era.
I thought you said, is this Sheffield United's first Premier League?
Bill.
Honestly,
Not having it.
that's why I said to him 2006.
Well, to be fair, Bill, if you got 7, you were still 3/4 at way down leaderboard.
Hold on a minute. Everyone knows I know Brian Dean scored the first goal. I didn't hear you that one. Sponsor, who is it? Who's the sponsor? I still can't think.
USG.
Oh, my word, they're going to kill me.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said, is this Sheffield United's first season in the Premier League? And I went, no, false. And I went, 2006, they were there again. When Jackson got promoted.
We're 7. Between.
Yeah, give me Brian Dean one. I knew that. Against Man United, I recreated it at the start of the season.
Mid-table obscurity, mate, there.
Well, you took between John Parkin and Paul Chuckle.
Oh, gosh.
I never thought you'd been that threesome, did you, Bill?
I've been with you, oh, mate. I've been with you before, and I can't say some of the stories.
I need to compliment you on your dining room, Bill. I'm enjoying the setup.
Schoolwork, mate, at the back, and a bit of wine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, great to see you, mate.
Yeah, you take care, mate.
Top man, cheers.
Thanks for
for
coming on, man.
All the best. All the best for the rest of the season when we get going again.
Yes.
Cheers, pal.
Yes, good luck, mate.
Cheers.
Take
mate.
it easy, mate.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Take it.
Could have gone all night there, lads.
No, Bill's the first one, believe it or not, who's complained about a question. Eh?
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't the question's fault.
No,
It was a question reader.
He even said. He even said.
100%.
Get a VAR.
He said,
Oh, we can do a replay.
That weren't the question.
I definitely said they played in the first Premier League season. True or false?
Yeah, you did. I'm going to back you up on that one, mate. But yeah, we could have had longer with Bill then, couldn't we?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I think he'll.
The comment there, need to get him on for a full episode.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
He was just getting warmed up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's one thing with players that are still playing. It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think like the stuff about Wilder and that, it's class, man. You don't have to go into too much detail about the other side of things. Just the football chat.
It's mad, isn't it? Because
interesting.
if he wasn't English, Wilder, everybody, I know people are raving about him for what he's achieving, but I think you have to work that. You have to achieve that much more.
I'll give him the England job.
it.
I'll give him the England job 100%.
The only problem with that is with the way he works, everybody's got to know what the crack is. If you get somebody in who's not been in a squad before, you've not got enough time to then
buy into it and understand what it is.
John, you've gone 70s porn again.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You've gone 70s porn again. I like it.
Very film noir this evening, John.
Yeah, I think that'd be the only problem with Wilder as the England manager.
Yeah. What? Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, he's done fantastic, hasn't he? Well, doing
Can I have a wee break before we...
Yeah.
Well, hope everybody's enjoying it. We're still raising as much money as we possibly can. It's still open. If you fancy making a donation, scrolling along the bottom of the screen, everything's going to split between our mental health charity and the NHS charities. So, yeah, if you can make a donation, it'd be fantastic. But like you said, I think it'd be nice to get another fundraiser in. You've shaved your head.
Yeah. I've done my little bit for this time. I mean, we need to get him involved in something, don't we?
There's been whispers.
What's that?
You raising a bit of money.
Yeah, I'm going to do a month-long bike target.
Yeah?
500k.
500k?
I mean, I've got my little boy half the week. So I would have done 1,000.
I'm not happy with that. I'll be honest with you.
What, do you want us to take him with us?
No. I prefer something disfiguring, like
Get
John's
some-
ear shave.
Get one of the little seats up back of your bike.
Come on, son, we're going for a 6-hour bike ride.
just keep
Sidecar.
You're just a Johnny Derry Dunker.
What do you want from us, Chris?
I want something. I think you should remove the hair.
Nah, it would be like a knife to the heart, mate. I apologise.
I didn't particularly enjoy it. It's at
It's
the worst
painful.
stage.
It's got to. You've got to. You see, I think you'll be glad. You'll be happy to do a bit of endurance. You'll think, oh, it's improved my fitness. It needs to be something that's
I know
not
you
going to sit
underestimate
easy.
how far 500k is.
Over a month.
That's good going. No, because I've got him half the week.
Oh, so really, it's 500k in 15 days.
I mean,
Yeah.
any suggestions in the comments? I think we should put that out there.
Yeah.
By the way, I've got psoriasis on my head as well. That's another reason I don't want to get the shears over.
No, leave it
Yeah, I'm a health risk.
Leave it on.
Health condition, lads.
Last thing we want is is half your scalp dropping in fucking bourbons at Tesco's.
Give me gin.
I've been put forward for a couple of chest waxes.
Oh dear. No, but just show us your chest at a minute, Chris.
It's already half done. Look at that.
Hey, shaved yourself a 6-pack in.
Look at
Tell
that.
you what, Chrissy, you're looking well, mate.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's the first compliment of the day,
lines
isn't it?
Idiot,
So
man.
I think we've got Webby in the green room.
Have we? Because when we finished the quiz last week, I thought, I've got a little bit in me. So I thought, I'll. My sister was in a quiz with a few others. I thought I'll go in, and one of the questions or one of the challenges in the quiz must have been, right, put a stripy t-shirt on. First one to come back with a stripy t-shirt. So they all had stripy t-shirts on when I got in there, all of them. So being drunk and full of confidence after our quiz, I was like, I know. Went up, shaved the stripes in. Fuck it.
I don't know if you should have been full of confidence after our quiz.
I know.
Mate,
It was a shit show, wasn't it?
So
How did Rose take it?
Not very well.
No.
Not very well. No.
Yeah, my brother's just sent us a picture of Magaluf last year. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Where were the leg tassels on Saturday?
Well,
They
I
get
was
left
on my hand.
behind.
You can see the ball bag though. That's the main main attraction.
Who's on the right? What's he come as?
My brother's Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Roberts. He's
He had a
Jake the Snake. Do.
My brother had fake testicles as well.
Oh,
Just in
runs
case
in the
anybody was
family.
wondering. Yeah,
They do like a little bit of dressing up the Browns.
yeah.
We're going to get Webby in.
Yes.
Andrew
So
Webb.
as I said earlier, he got the impromptu quiz question of Celestine Babiaro.
There he is.
Here he is.
Andy.
You're on mute, Andrew.
Doncaster fan, I believe.
Wait up.
Unmute yourself, mate.
Oh, there we go.
Don't do that. How's it going? Oh, he's still muted. You've gone again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
he
can
is.
hear you, pal.
We can hear you loud
Yeah,
and
that's
clear.
not too bad.
How we doing,
How's it
mate?
going?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Yeah.
How on earth did you get Celestine Babiaro that quick?
I don't know. I just thought because any modern day shite I'd be good at, but old stuff like late 90s, 2000s, I'm not too bad. So
What was the question?
Chelsea Newcastle thing first sort of popped to mind.
Yeah, so I put out clubs that he played for in order. And you were like shit off the stick. You were straight in, weren't you?
Yeah, lucky guess though, isn't it? It's one of them.
We've been enjoying the quizzes.
Yeah, I've not been too bad. Bit hard on Saturday, but I think I got about three out of 40, which for me it's like two more than usual.
Yeah. By the way, the winner got 42 out of 48 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they must be
Impossible.
at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
You're a Donny fan, Andy.
Yeah, mainly. So I live in Donny now. Spent some time in Mansfield a few years ago, but grew up watching Donny and back here watching him again now.
You worked at Mansfield, didn't you? Mansfield Town.
Yeah, so I was there for a year on work experience and then 3 years permanently. So it was a fun time, eventful anyway.
What kind
How
of
did you
era are we
find it?
talking?
Same even when Gary Roberts were there for about a year or so.
Oh,
he,
Jesus.
Did he cause any chaos?
He used to bully the physio, so we had this big ginger physio, and he used to call him the honey monster off at Sugar Puffs advert. So he used to terrorise him all the time, which I didn't mind because when he was terrorising him, it meant he was leaving me alone. To be honest with you,
Yeah. Was Jamie Hand there?
yeah, Jamie had with her dropping bombs all over the place, shall we say? I
Literally.
don't think it was just one occasion either.
Yeah. I think somebody spoke about it on the podcast, but he was out of favour with the manager. I think the club wanted him out. Oh, no, sorry. He wanted to leave. He wanted to leave the club. And in order to rock the boat a little bit, he just shat in ice baths every single day.
I think he'd basically signed. It was Adam Murray who recommended him because he was mates with him from Oxford. So I think he'd signed, and the club were paying decent money at time for that level. So he'd sort of signed the contract and then just moved north and decided, I just want to get out of here. So that was his way of getting the manager to get rid of him.
Yeah. Would you have done that, Johnny? Would you have stooped that low?
It's a tactic that I don't think I've never heard that tactic before.
Drop the torpedo?
Yeah, not in the ice bath. I don't know if I'd go there, but I think I definitely got it in me to to cause shit to get out.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a different era. Was the female chief exec there at that time?
Yeah, she was there. She was eventful as well. If you've come across her before.
Entertainment's officer originally.
Something like that. That's one way to describe it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to word it up in the most. So we're not going to get sued. It's not in the entertainment business.
Yeah, but that's probably one of the best way to put it without any legal action coming against you.
Yeah, we don't want to be done for slander.
No.
She got arrested in playoffs once at York, which was she was entertainment's officer that night for us all anyway.
You mean she got arrested?
What for?
Well, basically, we played York in playoff semi-finals, and Parkfield Ovis, the press box at York, it's like 2 seats at the end of every row.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously, playoff semi-finals, loads of people there, so they let the press on the back row of the director's box as well. So 5 minutes before kickoff, she comes out, she's steaming, and I mean, seriously. And then she's there. Then she's up and down stand, shouting out at 100,000 decibels, "Come on, Mansfield!" like that. So she stands out like a sore thumb anyway, but she's standing out like a sore thumb even more in director's box with all York's directors there. But she keeps getting up and down. She tells the family section at York to fuck off at one point when she's there. What else was she doing? She's jumping up and down, weeping and wailing. Honestly, you've never seen anything like
to me.
And then, anyway, half time comes. We're all we're relieved. We think brilliant. It's half time. Get 15 minutes respite from her. Second half starts. She's nowhere to be seen. Comes back, disappears again, and then I don't know if you know him, Parky. I think Martin Riley, defender
From York or from Mansfield?
He was at Mansfield. I don't know if you've played with him or against him somewhere.
I don't think I've played with him.
He's down in sat in stand, and he's with Jake Green, who's Matt Green's brother, striker. Now, Greeny, something happens on pitch, he gets sent off. So they've had some sort of altercation in stand. They get thrown out by stewards. As they get thrown out, she goes to him, trying to be knight in shining armour outside. They're my players, leave them alone, blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, something's happened with Copper, and she's ended up going off in the back of a police car, which you can imagine how that one went down. You can imagine trying to paint that one in a good sort of PR point of view next day.
Passionate.
Very
passionate.
passionate.
Her husband's the owner. Is probably why she got away with, isn't it?
Yeah, that's probably why. But the funniest thing about it is York had a director called Sophie Hicks. I think it was chairman's
Sophie
sister.
Sophie McGill.
And she'd made a comment in one at papers like Carolyn seemed a little bit distressed at the game. To put it understatement. And when that one come off in office, we nearly had round 2 for that.
Is this the same? Is this the one? Am I right in saying who does like the videos in Marbella when they sign a new player with the Rolls Royces and all that? Yeah, I've seen them.
If you look at, I think that she did one with Nicky Maynard, who's there now, and on it looks embarrassed all the way through it.
Yeah, it's not right. So, have you got a season ticket to Donny then?
Yeah, I have now. I watch YTs more often. I prefer that like nowadays. It's lost a lot less sort of stress and all of that involved. So watch them, but watch first team home games as well.
What did you think to the big goat?
Chris Brown, well, to be honest...
Careful, Andrew, careful, mate.
Yeah, to be honest, me and him, we have sort of a similar sort of... we've got a lot in common.
Playing
I have
style.
problems scoring with birds. He has problems scoring on a football pitch.
Yes, Andrew, you are staying. You are staying.
I
warned him as well. I warned him.
Andrew.
Yeah. To be fair, when he was there, the time I watched him most were like 2003 to sort of 2004-5, that era. So he was there, but he had some good players like Leo Fortune West were there, Greg Blundell working his knackers off every week. Akin Fenn were coming on loan at the end of that season as well.
You had some big old units then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good lads, crackers.
yeah. Won the league, but won it like by a mile. I think Hull were close, but everyone else after that, like miles away.
I played a vital part in that, Andrew. I don't know if you can remember.
Yeah, I do. It's a long time ago, but yeah. So
Dementia's just kick in.
That's convenient, isn't it?
That's got me. That.
I said I'll block you. If you come for us, I'll block you.
To be fair, when I set this webcam up, I saw myself. I thought, I'm no oil painting. Can we have it on radio instead? That's what my thoughts were.
Andrew, I've done your questions on Donny, mate.
Yeah.
And the big scruff's going to give you 60 seconds worth.
You fancying yourself?
I'll give it a bash. See how far I can get.
We've got. I mean, I'm giving Mark Wright a disservice here because when anybody asks who's to beat, I'm always saying Dickov or Nicky Weaver now on 11, but Mark Wright is at the top with 13.
Disrespectful, mate.
It is disrespectful.
Right. So I hope you go to the top of the league here, mate. For battering Brownie, I really do.
Are we ready?
Right.
You
tell me when to go.
Wait there, we've lost a bit of connection, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, are you there?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you hear us, Andy? Terrible time when you used to do a quiz, innit?
That's karma, That's karma for coming to me.
I think we might have lost Andy. I'll tell you what. We'll get Andy back at the end to do his quiz. We'll get him back at the end. Cheers, Andy.
Andy, thanks for going, mate.
See you in a bit, mate. See you in a bit, pal. Cheers, pal. Of all the timing in all the world for his internet to drop.
Told you it's karma.
Karma. That's karma, It's karma. We've got our final guest of the evening.
By the way,
ready and waiting. You're happy about this, aren't you?
I'm really happy with Michael Vaughan, right? But this is right up there for me. This is the last one I'm ever doing of these. I'm done.
I think you're going to say this every week until we stop doing this.
I'm not. This man is an absolute legend.
I agree. Like
he's in the green room. He's ready and roaring to go. Cricket. You see, I'm not a big cricket fan, but
Chris, I bet you don't address him as Bumble.
I'll see you and I'll raise you, Mr. Bumble. Let's get him in. He's Here we go. Here he is. Oh, he's looking good as well.
Magnificent.
Our final guest of the evening is a man who played over 407 first-class cricket matches, scoring over 26,000 runs and taking 276 wickets. He's not just a cricketer. Oh, no. He's been a coach, leading both Lancashire and England to a multitude of victories. And he's been a footballer, an author, an umpire, and his sweet Lancastrian tones have accompanied England across the globe with many test matches and one-day international cricket games. Ladies and gentlemen, David, Mr. Bumble Lloyd.
And I've married a Yorkshire lass as well.
Oh, sacrilege! Sacrilege!
Good evening. I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm glad you finished that, mate. I was trying to nearly falling asleep.
I know. It were longer. It were the longest one yet.
Were you reading the script?
Very warranted, but chuffing hell. So, how we doing?
All right. Yeah, no, good. I'm usually in bed at this time.
It's not what I heard last night on Sky when you the first week on tour you met the most of it.
That was me. That was my ex-boss, Barney. He said that. I don't know where he gets that from. He said that his first week is like a bullet to get, and then he settles down, and then last 2 months he don't come out.
Thank you very much for coming on. I mean, we had Michael Vaughan on the other week. I'd rather speak to cricketers than footballers, to be honest.
And I'd rather talk to footballers than cricketers.
David, I believe that you passed on the recommendation to Michael for the podcast.
Yeah, I might have done, yeah. And he sort of lives up the road from me now. He just lives in next village.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big for me, this. I've just said,
aren't you?
I'm not. It's not very often I'm lost for words, but I am a little bit.
We're all lost for football. I mean, we're just coming to. I mean, York City were top of the league, and Kings Lynn were snapping at the heels with a couple of games in hand. Stanley were, I'll go to watch Stanley, and we were just okay, and we could have gone either way. A couple of bad runs, and we would be down there, or a couple of good runs, and we'd be comfortable. But we're all missing sport. We're missing everything, and there's just from a cricket viewpoint, it sounds as if, from what I'm hearing, that we might be getting going sometime in early July.
Is that right? You just have to have your wicket keeper, a second slip, a fourth slip, and a gully, won't you?
Yeah, you can't get too close, can you?
2 metre rule.
2 metre rule. And so at short leg, what about at short leg?
Well, I've never fielded in there myself. I've never dared get in there.
I've fielded at short leg. I got to tell you, it's past 9 o'clock now. I can tell you this. I used to field at short leg, and the number of batters whose pants were split. Oh, I mean, terrible.
You could smell them, could you?
Oh, awful. Yeah, I mean, that when I played, you used to get in real tight. You weren't sort of 4 meters back. You were right on the edge of the. Well, he's staring right up his arse. I mean, it was a hell's check. There were that many. I think they did it on purpose.
So, do you know? Back in the day, it was obviously there's the cameras and the microphones now. Were the sledging worse back in the day? Were it really bad back then?
No, there were no. I can promise you. I'm not telling you a word about that. There were no sledging. 0, 0. I played against Australia against Thompson and Lilly and Chappell and Marsh, all the lot of them. Terrific bunch of blokes. They were better than us. They beat us. Not a word. West Indies, all them quick bowlers, all the lot of them. Not a word. The West Indies would look at you. They'd just give you like a menacing look. So, I mean, sledging is pretty recent. It really is. And there's some great sledges. I mean, there's some brilliant sledges. We can turn the stump mic up and we can hear it. Do you know, there's a lad called Niall O'Brien. There were 2 O'Briens play for Ireland. Niall and Kevin O'Brien. And they play in county cricket. And Niall's the wicket keeper for Leicester. And Kevin O'Brien, his brother, comes into bat. And Niall's up to the stumps as a spinner on. And he takes his guard, Kevin O'Brien. And on stump microphone, Niall O'Brien says to his brother, Kevin, "My dad never liked you. He thinks I'm miles better than you." Going at it. So you hear some great stuff. And of course,
Stokesy were good for it, weren't he?
Eh?
Was Stokesy good for it?
Oh, when Ben announced himself, he got 120 at Perth against Australia. So they didn't know this lad. He's new to Test cricket. Perth, fast, rapid pitch. England in a bit of strife. And he comes into bat, and Brad Haddin is up to the stump. So they must have a spinner on. I can't remember who the spinner would be. It was either Nathan Lyon or Michael Beer or Xavier Doherty, one of that. And he's a tough boy. This Brad Haddin's a little tough cookie. And he stood there, and Stokesy comes in, and he says to the umpire, leg and middle. And Brad Haddin says, "We hear you're some sort of tough guy." And he never moved, Ben. He just kept scratching his mark. He never moved his eyes from looking down, but said to Brad Haddin, "I can take care of you and all your mates, no problem at all." And got down, and he never said another word to him.
One of the best I've seen was Flintoff with Tino. Was it Tino Best?
Yeah, Tino. Mind the Winders.
Mind the Winders, Tino. The best of all time.
Yeah, mind the Winders, Tino. Yeah.
I mean, what? How far can it actually go now with the sledging? How far before the umpire says, "Look, this is a bit too much now"?
Well, they step in. There's a lad who's just retired, a lad called Ian Gould, who were an international umpire, played for Surrey and played for Sussex. Top like real Cockney, proper Cockney. And he would make and he's like old school. He's got to be played in the right way. But he's a cracking lad. He's just a proper East Ender. And he'd make a point if there's something just went out of order, if something out of order was said, he'd just move round, but make sure a stump microphone can hear it. He'd just say to the bloke at the other end, "I hope you're a better person than that." And he just shut it. He absolutely shut it.
He went for the guilt trip.
Yeah. There's a way of doing it, And if what it's like, it's a non-contact sport, so there's a bit of verbals that's come into it. I never had it in 20 years. There's nobody said a word, never, not once. I just want to flatten them if anybody said anything. We'll sort this out after.
Has that ever gone on? Do you know, David? Afterwards, like in football, people say, "I'll see you in the tunnel." Has it ever gone to the changing rooms where we thought, "Right, let's go, we're having this"?
No, not that I'm aware of opposition, but like any changing room, there's always flashpoints in your own changing room. Always. Whichever sport you're in, there'll always be a flashpoint in your own changing room. And every now and again, it gets a bit heated, but it's just for the moment. It sorts itself out very quickly.
Yeah. What were your approach, David, when you did a bit of umpiring, didn't you? So
yeah. What
were your approach if you heard a bit of that going on?
They did it. See, I were in the 80s, so there were, so I'm an umpire in the 80s. I rule the roost. Nobody would say a word.
Yeah,
absolutely. But then again, there's no DRS, so nobody could challenge. Nobody could challenge the umpire. Yeah. Whatever the umpire said, he's right.
Yeah.
They might under the breath, they might have been cursing you, but they never put a word out of place. Never.
So was there always that respect there then?
Yeah.
Once absolutely. You made that decision, that was it.
Yeah, but again, at that time, you might have had 10 cameras. You might have had, but now we'll turn up with 35 cameras. 35. Yeah. So there's no hiding place.
Yeah.
And we're all you guys know you're pros and you know what's going on. You see on the football pitch there's something happening. There's something going on. And we're the same at cricket. We can say to our director, just isolate a camera, follow him. Just follow him. And you'll pick it up. You know what he's up to. He'll be up to something.
Yeah.
So do you know when obviously cricket's different to football, but when you were manager of England, I mean, you've seen it on social media, like Neil Warnock going in and giving his players a bollocking. Did that sort of, end of the day's play, would you go in and say, "You were shit, you were shit, you were shit"? Like that?
Yeah. But one of my famous lines, apparently, the lads, I had a great bunch of lads. They were terrific lads. Lads who I told, people were telling me, "Oh, he's bad news him." They were all great. Philip Tufnell, they were fabulous lads. They were great. And we played we got into a final in Australia and we're winning it hands down. We're absolutely cruising. And somehow managed to lose. We lost it in 5 minutes. And so they all come traipsing in, and I'm there, and I'm sort of banging a table and throwing a cup or two. And all that come out, I said, when I were at Lancashire, I had Peter Martin, I had Ian Austin, I had Glenn Chappell, I had Wazzy Makram, and look what I'm left with now.
And they were the best in our country.
And it was around Christmas time. This is one of your lads then. We'd lost a game. It was a game, I don't want to say it didn't matter because they all matter. But it didn't, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter. We got beat by Australia A. And I'm not happy with what's gone on. And so I'm just having a bit of a go in the dressing room. And it's round about Christmas time. One of the lads who's not playing is Goffey. Goffey's not playing in this game. And it's a warm-up match, you know what I mean? It's a friendly, if there is such a thing as a friendly. As I'm giving him this bollocking, he comes in dressed as Father Christmas. So, yeah, you know, these are great tales, as you lads will know, from, you know, your dressing room. That's your place. There's all sorts goes on in a dressing room, all sorts.
Yeah. David, I love cricket. I love cricket. I probably wouldn't watch a test match, but I'll stick it on just to hear you lads in the commentary box. I think that makes it worth watching or listening to. You must have such a bit of crack.
Well, we do. I mean, it's a long day as well. It's a 7 or 8 hour day. So there's times, particularly in a test match, when it's deadly serious. There's times when there's nothing happening. And there's times when you can have a bit of fun. You know, you can go around the crowd and see who's in, and you get one or two celebs who turn up, watch cricket matches, and you see who they are. But then there's other times when it's full on. So you just, what you do as a commentator, you get in your own little bubble, and you move as the day progresses. You move with it.
Is there one of the cameramen who's always on bird watch? Because they always seem to get the dolly birds on, don't they?
Well, that's mainly when you're abroad. But we are not allowed to do it. On Sky, we're not allowed to do it. You're told in no uncertain terms the cameramen have got to stick to the realms of decency.
Keep it professional.
Yeah.
What was Jeff Boycott like?
Fiery. Well, he's from over your end. I mean, Jeffrey, he's careful. Is Jeffrey? He's careful. You know what I mean? He's careful
with his money.
Well, with everything. He's a grand lad. He was a damn good player. When Fred Truman, a fella very kindly, a Yorkshire member, sent me two pictures of Fred Truman in full floor, big pictures, big pictures, photographs in black and white, side on, Fred Truman bowling, brilliant, signed by Fred, quite a rarity. So I take him into the commentary box, and I see Jeffrey. I say, and his nickname's Fiery. I said, "Here, Fiery, what do you think of these?" And he said, "I see you've got 2 of them." I said, "I've got 2. Well, you won't be needing 2, will you?" I said, "Are you saying you want one?" He said, "I'll have one of them." He said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, "You know, there's this commemorative plate. It's China, is this? It's a plate that has got all my hundreds on it. Every one of my hundreds, my 100 hundreds, all on this plate." He said, "I'll swap you one of Fred for one of my plate." I said, "Fair enough." Next test match, he turns up with his plate. Here. He said, "Have you got that photograph for me?" I said, "Yeah, here it is. Here's your photograph. Have you got my plate?" He said, "Here's your plate." He said, "Born China, that, you know, Coalport." And he said, "It's got all my 100 hundreds all the way around it. Look at that. I got 100 there against your lot, Lancashire. I got 100 there against Derby. That's me." I said, "Fair enough." And he walks off. He's gone. He's about 15, 20 yards away. And he said, "Here, I want another word with you." So I went back to him. He said, "There's only 100 hundreds on there. I'm telling you, I got another 53 after that," and walked off.
What's Dicky Bird like? 'Cause I've heard he's tight as cramp as well.
Oh, Dicky, crikey. He won't give a door a bang, Dicky. And he lives down Barnsley way, don't he?
Yeah, he's not far from me. Yeah,
he's got peacocks. He's got some peacocks.
Well, he's got a bronze statue in Barnsley, and we went to see apparently, as it goes, he went to see the mayor, and he says to the mayor, "Would you be able to put the bronze statue a little bit higher, please?" And he said, the mayor were like thinking, "Well, he's got a bronze statue. He's surely got to be happy with that." He says, why do you want it higher, Dicky?" He says, "Because people keep putting condoms on my finger."
Oh no! And he were right when he were his reputation as an umpire. He were a not outer. He didn't give them out. He liked to give them not out. He were a not outer. But I mean, a fabulous bloke. Turns up at Yorkshire matches. He turns up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it starts at 11. He's there at 6 o'clock waiting for the gates to open.
Is that so you can get a free breakfast?
Aye, probably. He goes to that Ugly Mugs, the Ugly Mugs Cafe opposite Headingley. That's a proper place, that. Ugly Mugs Cafe. You can sit outside if you want.
So you're obviously a big football fan as well.
Yeah.
Used to play for Accrington, by the way.
I did. I played when we were in combination. So we went out the league in 62 and then went into Lancashire combination. So I'd be playing against sort of Skelmersdale and Bursker and New Brighton, places like that.
What position were you?
I was like a scheming left half, but they put me up front. I used to get kicked. I've never been kicked as much because at that time you could just slide through the back of them. It didn't matter. So my cricket took over and I got a bit nesh, really. I got a bit frightened of getting kicked around, so cricket took over.
See, I'm more frightened. I'd be more frightened. I mean, I only played so seconds, and I can remember a guy called Lesroy Weeks.
Yes, he was quick, wasn't he?
He was quick. He must have been 40 at this point, and I was sort of 20 maybe. And he's running and he's bowled it, and before I've had a chance to play a shot, I've heard it hit the wicket keeper's gloves.
Yeah, Lesroy Weeks.
It's not for me, this. So I says, next ball, mate, I'm just going to move out of my way of my stumps. Just you can hit my stumps. Ball. Says, I'm getting out of here. This is not for me on a Saturday afternoon.
Did he get you?
Oh, aye. Next ball.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love my football. I go watch my wife Diana's a season ticket holder and her brother at York City, so we're always down at Bootham, and I'll go down to my team's Accrington Stanley, and my mate owns them and so on. So I like non-league football. I'll go to Stockport, and we've been to Salford City, we've been to FC United. I went to Man City as well this year, and we had a nice day there at Man City. That was nice.
Do you prefer it at that level, David?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I like
the authenticity of it all, and
lower league football, and you know the lads, and you just know the lads. There's no way that I'll get to know Aguero or anybody like that.
Yeah.
But in lower league stuff, I know all the Stanley lads. I know a couple of York City lads, and I like it's something I've been brought up on. Really, coming from Accrington, I've always watched Accrington Stanley, so. There's never ever been a big crowd, and I like that. Just walk on, walk off.
I asked this
Aguero should be happy to know you, Bumble. That's the truth.
You what, John?
Aguero should be happy to know you, not the other way around.
Exactly. I asked this question last week. I think it was to a wrestler. Would you rather have been a pro footballer or a pro cricketer?
Well, I always wanted to be Duncan Edwards. I wanted to be Duncan Edwards and Bobby Charlton. That were it. And when you get to my age, you reminisce and think back at Christmas time. I got a new strip every Christmas. And it could have been anybody. Arsenal, Everton, Man United. I always had my Stanley strip. And so, Real Madrid. Crikey. I always used to think I was Ferenc Puskas and Alfredo Di Stefano. I was all in white socks, white jumper, white top. Brilliant.
We've just had a message come through on the comments, David, about asking what your best T20 moment is.
Best T20 moment? What would that be? I mean, finals day is fabulous. That is one day out. It's like the Alamo. That's from 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And it's full on. And it's always, tends to be at Birmingham, at Edgbaston. And that stand, what's it called? The Eric Ollie stand. It's no holds barred there. That is fabulous. The atmosphere at that Eric Ollie stand is unbelievable. So 2020 finals day is real special. I can't be doing with that mascot race. I've no idea who they are. I've got a commentator on that.
Was it finals day when you sung the song?
Yes, I sung Sweet Caroline.
It was a rendition.
That's the dog barking.
David, before we go into the quiz, I've made a note of all the lads that have joined you in the commentary box over the years, and I'd like to know who you'd want with you. Let us paint the night out. So you'd go for a bit of tapas, a couple of pints after your meal, and then end up in a karaoke bar.
Right.
Okay, so I've got Botham, I've got Gower, Atherton, Hussein, or Holden. Who would you take with you? 2 out of the 5.
Well, Mikey Holden would be buried in racing, night racing from anywhere in the world. He'd be buried in that. Beefy doesn't go out into pubs. He's don't do any of that. Gower's into fine wine. He wouldn't have a clue what a karaoke machine is. So my two muckers who I go out with all the time are Atherton and Hussein. They're the ones that I go out with anyway.
Who will be first on the karaoke?
But me, I'd be first up. And the other two wouldn't have a do. But my other mate, Rob Key would be up. Rob Key would be up, and Ian Ward would be up. And that young lass who's with us, what's she called? Isha Gua. She'd be up. She'd have a go. Her husband's a guitarist in a proper group.
What you choosing, David? First track.
I only do 2. I do Sweet Caroline and Folsom Prison Blues.
Oh, good choices.
I'm not familiar with the second one. Could you give us a rendition, David? Or
Which one?
the second one?
Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah.
Like, do you know who sang it?
No.
Johnny
I've
Cash?
heard of it.
Johnny Cash. So he walks on stage, all dressed in black, doesn't he? He just comes up on his, all dressed in black. And what's the first thing he says?
Oh, we're in a spot now. I've seen the video as well.
Yeah.
Go on.
Hi, I'm Johnny Cash. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and life is dragging on. Now, I could go on, but let's get to the quiz.
Absolutely tremendous.
Is Nasser Hussain really as tight as what you all make out?
It's tighter than that. I'll tell you what, he's a brilliant bloke. Fantastic lad.
We've got 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, no.
60 seconds on the clock. Your beloved Accrington Stanley.
Go on.
Chrissy, have you got the questions?
Johnny's on.
Oh, Johnny's got the questions. Here we go. I'll tell you. I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
What is the name of the current stadium?
Wham.
To the nearest 500, what is the capacity at Wham Stadium?
5,500.
Yes, correct. What colour is this season's away kit?
No. Pass.
Pass. Who wears the number 1 shirt this season?
Oh. Juicy. Dirty.
Dimitar Ultimov or something.
Oh, he's the goalie.
Who's the all-time league appearance maker?
Paul Mullins.
Jim Armstrong. What is
Oh,
the name?
I didn't know that.
Name the club mascot.
Winstanley.
Correct. Name the current manager.
John Coleman.
In the 80s, the club famously featured on an advert for which product?
Milk.
Correct. There we go. Time up.
Yes.
Have we done, Chris?
I thought you were counting.
I thought you were counting. A good 12. A good 12.
1, 2,
Steady away.
3, 4, 5. 5.
5.
I got more than 5.
Hey,
Can I ask a question?
you beat Michael Vaughan. That's all that matters.
Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
John, what's the best goal you scored at Bootham?
Oh, the best one. Probably. I scored a free kick, not last season, season before against Brackley, I think.
That it was a brilliant goal. Just outside the right-hand side of penalty box.
Yes, I think it
That was a brilliant goal. That
probably that one. I mean, the one. Did you come to the Forest Green game when we got relegated?
Yes.
I've never done an atmosphere like that at full time. It just went eerily quiet, didn't it?
I'll miss you then. You broke up.
I said the atmosphere on full time, it just went deathly quiet.
It did indeed. Yeah, it did. It did.
Or, yeah.
Ever one more question from me. If you could have managed one player in the last 20 years, who would you have chose?
Cricketer?
Yeah.
From another country or?
No, English. English player.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah. He's sensational, isn't he?
Oh, he's fantastic. Hey, what a lad. What an absolute belter of a lad. Cracking lad.
I'll tell you what, you've been spending too much time around them Yorkshiremen, David, not putting lights on.
But can you not see me?
I've always wanted to speak to the silhouette of David Lloyd.
Diana, my wife Diana, season ticket holder.
She's saying no.
Did she ever abuse me from the terraces, David?
Oh, John, I've got to tell you this. I've got to tell you. There we are.
There we go.
In the bad old days, which a couple of years ago, I'm always one. We park over in the hospital, so we've got to get over the railway bridge. We go over the railway.
They don't charge for parking at the hospital, do they?
No, they do. But you get a discount. You get a discount. So I'm always like, come on, there's only a minute to go. Let's get over the bridge. And Diana used to say, no, I want to go to the demonstration. I said, that'd be great, mate. Me stood there like, chairman out. Stood there for the demonstration. She said, I want to go to the demonstration. I said, there's no way we can go to the demonstration. Come on.
And he raised its profile.
Can we say hello to her, David? Is she there?
Diana? Is she? She's coming in.
Hi
There she is. Yeah.
Hello.
I bet you never thought you'd see me in my dressing gown.
Dreams do come true.
We stand in the Longhurst stand to the right of the goals. That's where we stand, right of the goals on a barrier. There's Diana and her brother and her nephew. Yeah, we have a good time.
It'll be strange actually when the move, won't it?
Yeah, it would.
To get away from it.
Yeah, they go down amongst Cross.
I mean, they might even be behind closed doors for. Well, if it does eventually get open.
Well, that's what I'm hearing about cricket. Although cricket will start, or they're expecting it to start in July. It'll all be behind closed doors, no spectators.
Yeah.
You'd think so.
But I mean, loads of questions about cricket itself, but the Barmy Army, you must have seen some. I mean, there's even the clips on TV. Like when there's that great one when the ball goes in and they're all in fancy dress, and then who's kicking it back now? It's the banana. Is it Elvis? You must have seen. Yeah. I mean, what's the best Barmy Army? Like, just segment that you must have seen and maybe not been able to comment on it.
Well, number one, they're a brilliant band of people. They're a travel group. That's what they are. They're a travel group, and they just have a ball, absolute ball. And any sort of trouble, they just walk away. In fact, if there's any sort of trouble, they start singing to them.
Yeah,
we'll sing you a song. And so. It's a great atmosphere. And if anybody were ever thinking that I'm going to go on a cricket trip, and you can do it at a good budget. With Barmy Army, you can do it at a good budget. Your liver will be wrecked, absolutely wrecked. But you'd have a great time. You'll have a lovely time.
Where do you think?
Because I'd love to go and watch the Ashes over there. But
Yeah.
what would you say is the best place to tour with the Barmy Army?
Well, my best place is New Zealand. I think New Zealand's the best place that we go to. Wide open spaces, sport rules. It just absolutely rules the country. Australia is brilliant. Melbourne, what a fantastic city that is. A bit more sedate is Adelaide. Beautiful ground, gorgeous ground. For a bit of rock and roll, Barbados. Can't go wrong, Barbados.
Rock and roll? That's a shock.
Hey, I seen you in your In Spiral Carpets t-shirt the other day, David.
Yeah.
You a big fan?
Yeah. The lads, they're dead keen on cricket then. And I'm a big Fall fan. I like the Fall.
Yeah.
I like the Fall.
Well,
He
a bit
passed away,
more of a serious question. But why do you think the mentality changes? Because I think football, there are football fans that will go and watch cricket, but yet they'll, like you said, that the way that the Barmy Army kind of approach thing, and like you said, a bit of trouble, the songs come out. And I think the same people that will go to a football game and take it completely differently to a bit of trouble, and as soon as they're in that environment and around those people, that it just changes.
Well,
and the same people.
At Accrington Stanley, we would say we are community. We are a community club, and there's no segregation. Okay, that when we watch the match, the away fans are at that end, but before the game, we have a fan zone, which is massive. It's undercover, a huge tent. We'll have 2 live bands on. It's £2.50 a pint. All the opposition spectators come in. We have a great time. Then we go and watch the match. And after it's £2.50 a pint. Then after the game, you go back into this fan zone marquee if you've got time. If we've won, it's £1 a pint.
Oh, you can't complain, can you?
No, players at first in.
Is that away fans as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be wanting us lose £1 a pint after the game.
Yeah. And it's police property. We don't have many police who turn up, but every now and again, you know what it's like. You get the word that this lot are a bit tasty, so there's a bit extra on, but we don't get any trouble. We just don't have any trouble.
Yeah, David, I saw something earlier, and it was a quote out of a book on something with Dermot Reeve, and I just want to read the quote out that apparently you've said. I don't like you, Reeve. I have never liked you. You get right up my nose, and if you come anywhere near me, I'll rearrange yours.
Oh,
really? Yeah. I know the book. Is that the one that he wrote?
Yeah, it's a biography, yeah.
Yeah. How many did it sell?
God knows. Did you not get on with him?
Not just at that particular time, no. But I'm fine with him. We're fine. We're absolutely fine.
You sorted it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh dear.
It was a bit heated at the time.
Was it just over? Was it a cricket falling out? Heat at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Over with very quickly.
Yeah. Do you think this T100, this 100 thing will be any different to the T20 or?
I think it'll be really good. I just think that why it's come in is to target a new audience. It's going to be really targeted at families, at people who would not normally go. So it's a quick game. It'll have to be so quick. And it's going to be 10 deliveries to make an over. So there's 10 overs, if you like.
Right.
And what it'd be on the big screen, it starts at 100, and then after a delivery, 99, 98. So on one side it's going down, and the other side the score is going up. So you're looking at a totally different audience. It again.
Do you think cricket needs it?
I always go for anything that'll give you a new audience. Yeah. I always will. Now, obviously, there's a caveat to it in that you can't neglect what you've got. So the administrators have got to make sure that it fits in to other things that they've got and doesn't take over. This T20 Blast is a raging success, and if we're serious for a minute, it doesn't have to. It's 138 games. It needs to be 100 games. 138 is too many. It's too long. You've got to leave people wanting more. And 100 games would be plenty. We play 50 over in 2 leagues. There's not a great deal of interest in it. But if you made it a straight knockout, FA Cup, straight knockout, with minor counties in, now you've got a competition.
Yeah.
You're out. You're out. Unlucky. You've just been beaten by Dorset.
Yeah.
You're out.
Fair play to the authorities. The authorities are always trying to keep it fresh, aren't they? Bringing the 2020 in to try and get fans at the ground.
But what they're up against is that the counties, the 18 counties, want as much cricket as possible to get people into the ground. Where maybe for a wedding, maybe for a gathering or a celebration. But from the other angle, if you just have 4 competitions with something for everybody, Championship cricket, 50 over knockout cricket, T20 Blast cricket, 100, there's something for everybody as long as you can schedule it.
Yeah. I think, it's the way of the world, isn't it? We've increased, everything's quick pace. Everything's quick pace. It's like, and you've got to add that bit of razzmatazz as well, the same as darts has done. I mean, darts is a very simple game, but they've added all the razzmatazz. They've added it quick fire, knockout, and cricket was a game that has moved with those times and been prospered from it. 100%.
If you went back to the 60s and looked at a full day's play, 220, if you did that now, nobody'd turn up.
Yeah.
You've got to be getting 300, 350. I mean, just on football, how would you change football? I'm football daft. For the life in me, I cannot understand throw-ins right now. Once it gets out of play, get it back in play straight away. None of this. Oh, it's a foul throw. Is bullshit.
Chuck it in.
Get it back in play.
Overarm. Quick ball.
Get the ball back in play. Get it in play.
What do you prefer commentating on? Test match, 50 overs, 2020?
I think Test matches is the pinnacle for me. I can take a lead 50 over cricket. I think there's a formula to it. I can turn up at a 50 over game and more or less tell you what's going to happen. T20 is a hoot. Anything goes. You've got full license to be outrageous. And you're there to entertain. You want people to go away having a great time. But the pinnacle would be Test match cricket. I like to get my teeth into a great Test match.
So do you, like, obviously you're really busy now, but do you actually see it as work, or do you see it as I'm getting paid to watch cricket really and just talk about it?
I do see it as work.
Yeah.
I'm a bit different than some in that I don't actually prep up.
I was going to ask, do you have to do prep? Or do you know?
No.
Do you know it? Do you know every player from the West Indies to India to?
I've a good idea. I've a good idea on that. But the way I look at it is that if I turn up at a match, every delivery is an event. I can't make any notes on what this, because I don't know what's happening. So my job is to call what's just happened. And if some do it differently, some turn up with notes. Well, and that's not for me. I can't see how them notes go into this next delivery because you haven't a clue what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Going back to what I said before, it must be so difficult because your job is to keep the viewer entertained for a full day.
Yeah.
You've absolutely nailed it because so many people must be like me that tune in just to hear what's going on in the commentary box, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, but there's times when you just shut up. You've nothing to say. Well, shut up.
You've not got any plans to retire, have you?
Well, I'm not going to go on forever, so there's things I want to do. There's loads of things that I want to do. So I don't want to outstay me welcome. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And
We're a long way from that, David.
Well, when I finished as a player, I woke up one morning and said, that's it. And I've no doubt that I'll do the same with commentary. I was 36 when I finished playing, and I just woke up and I told the chairman I'm going to retire. I've had enough. And I'm sure that I'll do the same with commentary. Unless somebody tells me something different before.
These two have followed your suit, mate, because we've been doing the podcast for 2 years and neither one of the bastards have brought a note yet.
That's a lie.
Do you know what? On some of the podcasts, we obviously spoke about players struggling once they've finished playing football. Is it the same with cricket? Because I'm sure that's all that people have known their whole lives.
Massively so. And the PCA, which is like the PFA, they do fantastic work. Absolutely fabulous work through the Professional Cricketers Association in preparing players for after cricket. And there's all sorts of things that they get them into. And they're at each county, the 18 counties with all the players, so called 20 players per county, every one of them will be in contact with the PCA as to what they're doing when they finish playing.
Well, that's brilliant, isn't it?
Did you ever have to deal with anything like that as a coach? A player going through it?
No, I didn't. It's a different era now.
Yeah.
In that, you know what it's like where you now have to give a written notice and so on. You didn't used to do that. It just used to be September. Yeah, you've got another contract. September, no, you haven't got another contract. But there wasn't any sort of money in the game. There's a fair amount of cash in the game now. They're pretty well paid. And so, lads who come out of the game have got a lifestyle to uphold, or it's the end of an era and they've got to just tighten the belt. And so they've got to be well prepared. And I will tip my hat to the PCA. They do it brilliantly. They prepare these lads for what's going to come round the corner.
Beforehand, before the retirement hits and everything stops.
Yeah, they're actively encouraged to do other things, take courses, do courses, take exams, get involved in other areas of life.
Did you see Freddie Flintoff being as big as what he were after cricket?
No, Andrew. Andrew's changed his life around. Absolutely changed his life around.
He was a little bit off the rails at times, weren't he?
Yes, yeah. Completely turned it round.
I've never seen a sportsman become an athlete after he's finished playing sport.
Yeah,
that's what almost seems to have happened.
See, he'd be like many sportsmen, Andrew, that he finished prematurely through injury. And that made him really angry. Very, very angry. That he didn't fulfil what he wanted to do as a cricketer. And so he immediately fell out of love with cricket. But he's got back into it now. He's going to get involved again. But he threw himself at all sorts of things. And he's done fabulously well. With the jobs that he does, this Top Gear and League of Their Own, with his chip shop van and all sorts. He just throws himself at it. And he's like, you're dead right. He's a fit lad, and he's just had a new baby. They mustn't have a telly.
He's one of them people that he's good at whatever he could put his mind to. Because he's unbelievable on it.
He'll have a go. He'll have a go. Yeah,
that's the main thing, isn't it?
David, that was brilliant.
Yeah, I must apologise. I told you to only be 15, 20 minutes, didn't I? And we've been on for
a good half hour.
I wouldn't like you to fit me a carpet, John.
If this lockdown carries on much longer, I might have to start carpet fitting.
Oh, absolutely fantastic, David.
Thank you very much for coming on. Much appreciated.
It's great to talk to you. Good chat, lads. It was just like being in a pub, but we're not in a pub.
I know, yeah.
Well, we've got a pint, don't worry.
Yeah, good lad.
All the very best.
Yes, thank you very much. Take care.
All right, you too, lads.
Cheers,
Thank
David.
you very
See ya.
much.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Brilliant. Once again, absolutely brilliant.
Tremendous, lads. Best favourite one yet, that.
It took me a little bit of time to get over missing. Did you notice?
Yeah.
First 5 minutes, I would have been
We've got Andrew's quiz to do. Can we have a
Yes.
1 minute piss break?
Is it?
I can do
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
them
we
as well.
can do.
The best, you always know the best ones because you forget that you,
On a timer.
yeah, and you just crack on.
Yeah. Jeez. Right, I'm just going to have a... You got out to speak to anybody about Chrissy? I need to toilet myself.
It's evident that I'm going to have to. Whoa!
No, it's all right. I've got my jelly bottoms on. Look.
So, we all right? We've got the, I'm just going to say the same as always. We've got the beer 52 going across the bottom if you fancy the beers, and the Just Giving. Oh, Andy, we're back. You saved me there.
Is he struggling
Oh,
again?
we're struggling. Come on, Andy. Come on. This is live TV, guys. Live TV. If you just take the volume off the YouTube if you can, mate, and then we'll see if we can hear you. Have you topped up again, Chris?
Yeah, I was out of tonic.
We're back. We're
Can
back.
I go for a wee
Brilliant,
now?
mate, innit?
That was unbelievable, Johnny.
I could honestly, I told you, didn't I? He's just an absolute legend of a fella.
Imagine being sat in a pub with him on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah, I know. Imagine he's just got stories for days, couldn't you? Stories for days. So are we? We're doing this.
I'd put Sky on just to listen to him.
Yeah.
Not many commentators could do that for the
Nah,
full day.
no. But he's yeah, brilliant, man, brilliant. What's the plan of attack then with quiz? Are we doing the quiz or?
I think we've lost him again, but we'll give him another couple of minutes. Only 10 to 10, isn't it? Plenty of time.
Yeah.
We've got all night, John.
So I'm sure people have got to enjoy Bumble here, man, aren't they?
Yeah, if they could, I mean, even though he was a silhouette, he's been my favourite. He's a silhouette for a lot of the time, but
It was like a thing, wasn't it? Plus a flash of lights, a bolt of lights, and he's a beard.
brilliant, man.
Oh dear. But Billy, I enjoy Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
class, man. It was just starting to get warm, wasn't he?
yeah, I know. So, what's the plan of attack then? Quiz.
I'll see what he's.
I tell you what we'll do, because obviously we're gonna have to wrap it up, aren't we? We'll have to just get him on next week.
Yeah, just before.
Just get him on next week in his introduction, eh?
So
Back chaps. Sorry.
So
we give him-
obviously we need to wrap it up, don't we? Shall we just get him on at the start of next week?
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's
Fire the quiz
available.
out. Who's this, Andy?
Yeah.
Yes.
So on to next week, we've chosen Ant Middleton and Tony Bellew for our guests. If we can get them two on, it was the biggest achievement of all time.
Yes,
Right.
if you could.
On it.
So that's your quest. If you could tweet Ant Middleton and Tony Bell, that'd be fantastic.
See if we can get his the Twitter addresses.
What? Who do you reckon with more chance of getting out the two?
Bellew.
Yeah, I
I
reckon
Tony
Tony.
Bellew.
Tony seems all right. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
Ant isn't all right. I'm just saying I reckon.
It's just more achievable, I think. But Ant
We're up to-
Middleton's Twitter is simply Ant Middleton. ANT.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for spelling Ant for us.
That was for you, that was for your benefit.
When
Bellew.
can we try for Warwick Davis? Just saying, everybody else gets a
What we said,
choice. You know what I
said
mean?
we'll
I've
do-
not had one yet.
We'll stick to 2 names this week. We
Yeah,
said.
we'll go for 2.
I'm just
Tony
saying.
Bellew. This is groundbreaking stuff, lads. Tony Bellew at Tony Bellew. We can't make it any.
They're in the comments. Mackie's put them in the comments now. So just pepper them. Pepper them.
1,472 quid for me, Barnett, by the way. So thank you very much, everybody who's donated.
Chris,
Right, I'll tell you what. We'll wax the chest next week.
Yeah?
We'll wax the
Yeah.
chest next week.
Right, yeah.
Live on air.
I don't think you realise what you've just done, but that's fantastic.
I know exactly what I've just done. And
Yeah.
It's sensitive around the nipple.
Yeah, so right.
and Chris is going for a bike ride.
Hopefully you've all enjoyed the show.
As a non-cricket fan, Chris, did you enjoy that?
Do you know what? I really enjoyed that, and I know nothing about cricket. Never watched cricket. I watched the World Cup final, just like everybody else, jumping on the bandwagon, and I really enjoyed that. One of my favourites
Do you
so
know
far.
what's interesting about getting non-footballers on? It doesn't matter what the profession is; they always relate it back to football. They always come back to football when they're describing something that's gone on and whatever.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the Accrington Stanley kind of take on things of enjoying the community side of watching football.
I know people who went up in that fan zone when Barnsley played Accrington last season, I think it were, and they said it were brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
really good.
I'm a big advocate of football being football and not sanitised in the way that it's a community event. And you go and you have a pint at the side of the pitch and you mix with the fans. That's football for me.
I
understood what he was saying.
I think a lot of it depends as well on the size of the town or whatever.
100%. 100%. But for me, I'd rather go to a non-league, lower league game than watch Man City. I mean, we went West Ham, didn't we? And
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a Premier League game. We're talking about Aguero, one of the best players in the world, so some of the best players in the world on the field, and the atmosphere was
Shite. Yeah.
It was shocking. And then you can go to a non-league game and you just enjoy the day.
Yeah.
So I put a video on of my old man the other day, yesterday, in fact,
Yeah.
of scoring in a Division 2 game in the 1970s. And you look at that, and then you look at when we went to Man City, West Ham, and there's just no comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet if you ask football fans today, which era they'd rather go and watch.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the thing. I think we've lost touch.
They're better now, though, aren't they?
What?
The pitches are a little bit better now, though, aren't they?
But I think we've lost touch with what it meant to go to a football game.
Yeah.
It was going with your mates and enjoy it. And then I think, I remember going to the old Burnham Park and it were bouncing. That's Bolton Wanderers in League 2. It were absolutely bouncing, and me as obviously not having a few beers as a young lad. And now, the Premier League games, it's just, I don't know, it's just not the same.
Bag of Christian got the fizzy pot.
Yeah, it's not the same.
A vendetta against Man City. I know we went to Man City, and that was just an example. It was a Wednesday night, I think it was.
Yeah.
In a Premier League game, and obviously the atmosphere is never going to be as good midweek. It was just an example of, would you rather go to one of them type of games or a game on League One that means something to the fans, means something to the players, and the atmosphere shows that.
Yeah, it's just different, isn't it? It's just different.
Yeah.
Well,
Lads,
chaps.
Yes.
It's and I'm going to hope everybody else enjoyed it. Again, if you want to make a donation, like we said, I'll take the chest hair off next week. No problem. No problem.
Yeah. Oh dear me.
I can't believe a 500k bike ride has been overruled by a half a chest shave. It's remarkable.
So you want to go for a bike ride, mate? Crack on.
You go for a bike ride.
You come with us.
Right, good night. God bless everybody.
Good night. God bless. We'll be back on Saturday with a quiz.
Stay safe.
As always.
Take it easy.
Thank you all.
See you soon. Thank you very much for watching.